In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up an LLC for your eBay business. So first I'm going to go over all the different steps required to form an LLC, and then I'm going to show you step by step how you can do each one yourself easily. And the best thing is this will work for any type of business, whether it's an online business, a physical storefront, rental cars, you name it, and it'll work for any state in the US. It's the same process. There are 7 steps that you need to do to form an LLC. Number 1 is going to be choosing the state that you want to form your LLC in. Number 2 is going to be choosing the name of your LLC. Number 3 is going to be choosing a registered agent and setting that up. Number 4 is going to be filing your articles of organization. Number 5 is going to be filing and making the operating agreement. Number 6 is going to be getting your EIN number. And number 7 is just going to be keeping the LLC in good standing from year to year. Now, if that confused you at all, maybe you're like me when you first learned this and you don't know what any of that stuff means, don't worry. I'm going to go over each of those step by step in the video, describe what each one is, show you how to do it in the easiest, fastest, and cheapest way to do it possible. And there are a few other things which aren't really requirements for forming an LLC, but you're probably going to want to do after you've formed it. And these are setting up a business bank account, applying for business credit cards, and then getting a second phone number for your business. And if you stay till the end of the video, I'm going to give you some tips on how I was able to get a business bank account for free with 0 fees. I'm going to tell you the 2 credit cards that I was able to get with both of my LLCs with 0 business history with them. And I'm going to tell you on how I was able to get a free business phone number that I'm able to use on my same cell phone along with my other phone number. There are 3 different ways that you can form an LLC. First is you could do everything yourself. Like, you'll save a little bit of money, it'll be completely free, but it'll take forever. You'd have to do all the paperwork yourself, look up how to do everything online, write the legal documents yourself. In my opinion, this would just be a waste of your time because you can just pay a little bit more money, which I'll show you how to do in a minute, and you can just save all of the time from doing it yourself. Another way is you could pay a CPA. A CPA is a professional that you hire to do your taxes. But if you hire one of them to do it, it'll cost you around $800 because I asked the CPA that I had before. It's going to be very expensive. But the third option, which I'm going to show you in this video, is you can simply just use an online business formation service. This solves the problem of the first method. It really doesn't take up barely any of your time. You can finish the whole process in about 10 minutes, and it's much, much cheaper than hiring a CPA. Depending on what state you're in, you'll pay about $100 or less to maybe about $200 or $300 to finish the whole process and get your LLC formed. Now, the site that I like to use is called inkauthority.com. I've made a couple different LLCs myself, one in California, one in New York. I've used this site both times, and it's just been really easy to use. It's been cheap. It's been great. There are a few things that I like about this site as compared to the other ones because there are other options. But first thing is they have excellent reviews, so I just trusted them right away. As you can see, they have over 45,000 reviews on Trustpilot with a 4.9 out of 5-star rating. And then on Google as well, they have over 11,000 reviews with also a 4.9 out of 5-star rating. They're the only service that I've seen that offers a free EIN. This isn't a big deal because, as I'm going to show you in this video, the EIN is actually the one thing that you can actually do yourself. It is very, very simple to do. You just fill out a quick form online. But the fact that all the other sites pretty much, they try to charge you about $100 to do this when it's something so simple that you can do yourself in less than 5 minutes. I like the fact that this is the only site that offers it for free. I've also just found that they have good customer service, competitive pricing, and it's just very easy to use, just very quick to get the whole thing done. And I'll leave a link for this site in the description. If you use my link, you should get a discount. So let's dive right into step number 1, and this is going to be choosing the state that you want to form your LLC in. It is possible that you can form the LLC in a state that you're not living in a different state, but for 95 to 99% of the people, you're just going to want to form the LLC in the state that you live in. There can be benefits to forming the LLC in a different state, such as lower taxes, better legal protection against lawsuits. To learn more about that, though, if you're really interested in forming it in a different state, just do a YouTube search, and there's going to be like registered CPAs and lawyers that can give you more info on that. And this might be something that if you're planning on doing that, where you might actually want to hire a lawyer and consult them before going ahead and forming it in a different state, because there can be complications and things that you must know about if you're going to form the LLC in a state that you're not living in. Step number 2, choosing the name for your LLC. There are a couple things that you need to do when choosing the name. Number 1 is you need to make sure that there aren't other businesses with the same name or with very similar names, and I'm going to show you how to check that. Another thing is you might want to check URLs. So say there aren't registered LLCs or corporations with similar names to your business. You might want to check to see if the different URLs that you want for your business name are available before you go ahead and choose one. Another thing that you can know is you can change your LLC name later, and I have done that once, but it was a complete pain in the ass. I would recommend making sure to figure out a good name before you start the process. Another thing that I want to mention is that the name of your business and the name of your LLC can be different names. There's something called a DBA, or a doing business as, and this is if your business has a separate name from your LLC, you can actually register that separately. Under my LLC, I have more than one YouTube channel under the LLC. I don't have to make a separate LLC for each YouTube channel and have it the same name. My LLC is just my last name and then the word assets and LLC. Another thing is, I think in every state, this is a requirement. You have to have either the abbreviation, the letters LLC, or spell out limited liability company at the end of the name. That is usually a requirement. Before I show you how to check if your business name is already registered with another business, I just want to show you this cool tool that I like to use to come up with different ideas for your business name. It's called namelix.com. Any of the sites I use in this video, I'll leave a link for it in the description, but it's really great for coming up with names. So let's just say I have a rental car business. I just put in the word rental and car here in this little box. You have different styles that you can choose from. I just put all styles. I put it on high here. You can put in a description if you want. I'm not going to do that right now. So we put in for a rental car business, you can see Rent My Tab, Rebound Fleet, that's a really cool name, Sway Rider, Dash Drives, Rear Shift, Rear Seat Rental. So as you can see, it comes up with a lot of creative names, really cool tool that you can use to help you come up with ideas. And basically how you're going to search to see if there are other businesses registered with the name that you want or similar names. It's going to be a different site for each state, unfortunately, but it's really easy to find. So you just search the name of your state first, and then after that you just put in Secretary of State Business Search. You're going to search that, and then you're just going to click on the .gov site that comes up. So for California, it's .ca.gov. For this one, you just scroll to the bottom, and there's a search here, and let's say Bob's Plumbing. You could put that in, and it's going to show you all the businesses that have similar names to that, and it'll show you if the status is terminated or it's active. Now, if it's already been terminated, you don't have to worry about it. It's the active ones that you have to worry about. But like there's Bob's Rooter and Plumbing, Plumber Bob's Plumbing, Southwest Bob's Plumbing Incorporated, and so you get the idea. It's really easy, and I would recommend you don't want to choose a business name that's super similar to someone else's. You want it to clearly stand out as like a separate name. And then to check to see if the website name or the URL name that you want is available, you want to go to a site that sells URLs. So we're going to go to GoDaddy.com. It's like one of the biggest, most popular ones. Namecheap is another one. And you just want to search to see if the URL you want is available. So let's search like Bob's Plumbing LLC.com. See if that's available. For instance, if that is the name that you want. So this one is already taken, Bob's Plumbing LLC.com. And clearly that's like a really obvious name, Bob Plumbing, so it's probably not going to be available. But just an example, that's what you would do to see if the URL is available first. So step number 3 is going to be choosing a registered agent. A registered agent is the fancy term for the person or party that receives mail for the business. But it is important in case your business receives something in the mail, like a legal document such as a lawsuit or something like that. There needs to be somebody present to receive mail like this during regular business hours. So I think it's from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. You can be your own registered agent, and I've actually done this with both of my businesses. I just use my home address for the registered agent for my business in California, and then in New York, I'm just using my father's house. But really, the only benefit to this is it's free, and it really doesn't cost that much more to just hire a third-party service such as Inc. Authority to be your registered agent. The benefits of having a third party as a registered agent are, well, there's actually somebody available in case you get a legal notice such as a lawsuit, so you won't run into any legal issues, and it keeps your home address private, and it'll cut down on junk mail a lot. Like, I get a ton of junk mail at my father's house now. There's so many scams and just all this crap and loan offers with my business name on it. It's pretty annoying, to be honest. As you can see here, if you want to hire a third party to be your registered agent, Inc. Authority has their own registered agent service for LLC, and it is actually free for the first year if you sign up for it, and then after that it renews at $249 per year, so it's about $20 a month. Not too much. It's pretty much the going rate for that. Step number 4 is going to be writing out the articles of organization, and these are just the official legal documents, and these are required by every state for the formation of your LLC. Now, this is something that you could hire a lawyer to do. I'm sure that would be very, very expensive. Or you could probably find some generic template and figure out how to do it online. But since this is something that's required in every state, any online service that you use like Inc. Authority, it's going to be completely included in the service. And with Inc. Authority, it's actually completely free. Number 5 is going to be writing out the operating agreement. This is just another legal document that basically describes the formation of the business and the distribution of funds and what the different members' roles are within the business. It's something that's not actually required by all states, but trust me, you're gonna want one. It's required to do things like open up a bank account, and you basically need it to get like the full liability protection that the LLC offers. And this is something else that you could hire a lawyer to do, but obviously that would be very expensive. Could also, I'm pretty sure you could find a template online and do it yourself for free. I've personally just always paid Inc. Authority to get it done. It's just $89, and when you go through the process here, you can just choose to add it to your order or not. It's up to you. Step number 6 is going to be applying for and getting your EIN. EIN just stands for Employer Identification Number. Basically, it's just the same as your social security number, but separate for a business. And this is something that you're going to need to open up a bank account and apply for business credit cards and develop business credits. And now here you can either choose between two things. You can choose to get your EIN for free, or you can choose to get faster processing. So if you really want to get the business formation done as fast as possible, you can choose this. And I'm going to show you though, if you want to choose the faster processing, how it's very, very simple to get the EIN yourself. So all you're going to do is just go to the irs.gov site. Make sure it's the .gov site. Like, there's other ones that are .com. I'm sure they're just going to charge you a bunch of money and rip you off. So I'll leave a link for this in the description. And then you scroll down, you just go to apply for EIN. Now, of course, right now when I'm filming this video, the site is unavailable due to maintenance. But all you're gonna do is click on that button and you just fill out a few things. It's very, very simple and it's pretty quickly. And then they're just gonna, I can't remember if it's right when you finish it or not, but they give you the number and then you can download the official document, the the government document that has your EIN number. And you just save that, and that's all it is. You just fill out a quick little form with your business info. So the next step is basically you're just gonna pay the state fees, which I'll show you the fees a second on Inc. Authority's site. And then you're just gonna have to keep your LLC in good standing. Different states have different things you have to do every year. California, for instance, has some report that you have to file every 2 years. Inc. Authority just reminded me of that, and then I just paid them to do it every couple of years. I just found it easiest to do that. You can see the final price down here at the bottom, and this is going to be different depending on what state you're in. Now, the only thing that we got charged by Inc. Authority was this $89 for the operating agreement, but then there are the state filing fees, which is just money that the state charges that goes straight to the state. Now, for Georgia, it's $110, but this is going to be different from state to state, but it's usually about between $100 and $250, something like that. I know when I formed my LLC with New York, it was $250 for the fees up front, and then after that per year, it was $25. Other states like New York can have weird requirements. Like when I formed my LLC with New York, they have this weird outdated law where you have to publish the formation of your new business in 2 different periodicals. So you could do that yourself. You could contact the newspapers and then pay them to do it. I just paid Inc. Authority. It was like $300 or something, and then it just seemed way easier to do it that way. And then if you're in an expensive place like New York City, Inc. Authority can publish in much cheaper counties and get it done for you cheaper anyway, even than if you did do it yourself. And then California has something where it's some type of paperwork you have to file every 2 years. Inc. Authority will remind you of that, and then you can pay them to just handle that for you as well every 2 years. So anything that your state requires of you, Inc. Authority will let you know. If you're not sure if they're just trying to upsell you, again, you can just Google it and check. If it's something that's actually required and it just seems complicated, I've always just paid them to get it done. It's been much easier to do it that way. Now, another quick thing that I wanted to add is that Inc. Authority and all of the online business formation sites are all like this. They all have a ton of upsells. The only one that I've ever personally bought is the operating agreement, and then just the other stuff that's actually required by your state. You can read through these. Probably a lot of these are worth the money and might be worth it for you, but I've personally never bought any of them, and you don't have to. You can just click no thanks for all of these. It's going to be pretty much the same for any of the other sites you use. They're just going to have a ton of upsells that you don't actually need if you don't want to buy them. You made it to the end of the video. As I promised, I'm going to give you some bonus tips. So for opening up a business bank account, I've found that going with credit unions is you can avoid a lot of the fees and a lot of the minimum requirements that the bigger banks will have. What you want to do is just look on Google Maps and just look at all of the credit unions in your area, call them up, ask them if they offer business bank accounts. And if you're only going to be doing business like online and you're not going to be using cash or checks, there aren't any good credit unions that are in your local area. You can use ones farther away and ask them if you can do the whole process over the phone or just through email, because sometimes you can do that as well. And what I use to have a second number for my business is I just use an app called Text Now on my phone. It's completely free. You just download it, and then you can choose a local number in your area with like any area code that you want in the United States. And it works with calls and text. And then if you pay just $5 a year, which I do actually, you can receive verification codes. And it seems like the verification codes work with pretty much everything except for Google and maybe 1 or 2 other things. But for most of the apps and sites that I've used, Text Now works fine and I can receive the verification code. So with both my LLCs, I actually applied for a ton of business credit cards, but for both of the LLCs, I was actually only approved for the same 2 cards that I'm going to show you right here. So the first one is called the American Express Business Cash Card, and the second one that I was able to get is the Capital One Spark Business. The American Express one is especially good. It gives you 2% cash back on any purchase that you make. They gave me a $9,000 limit with my first LLC and then a $10,000 limit with the second one. They have $0 yearly fees, and it doesn't report onto your personal credit. And the Capital One card, it gives you 1% cash back on all your purchases. It also has 0 yearly fees or anything like that, but this one does report onto your personal credit. I'm going to leave links for both of these cards in the description. If you sign up and are approved using my links, both of us will actually get a bit of bonus rewards. So I really hope that this video helped you out. I put a lot of work into this video, and this is all the knowledge that I've accumulated over the years, basically with trial and error with both of the LLCs that I've opened. And if it did help you, I'd really appreciate a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you successfully formed your LLC and any business tips that you have that you've learned along the way.